one night while my father slept on the couch, my mother took out tooth after tooth from the box and recited the names of my brothers from whose mouths they came, arranging them on her bed into mouths that had not spoken in years. Just a boy, I saw this was a ritual only she knew. Imagined it was her, alone at night, who collected from beneath our pillows the boys we would never again resemble. The small animals culled from our mouths by my father, a loose tooth tied to a doorknob, or clenched between needle-nose pliers. Our bones, huesos, huesos, a word so soft it belies the pools of blood we swallow, each of us wanting to keep in our mouths what we feared losing or becoming. Angel Garcia. Thank you.
Friday. You're raising your hand.
I would read a poem. I saw Enid say Friday, and I found one to read. If you don't mind, I would throw one in.
We don't mind at all. We're happy to have it. Please go ahead.
Awesome. It's brief. It's actually Bonnie's talking about her father made me think. This is called Ribbons. The eucalyptus trees remind me of you, Dad. The way your skin, riddled with spots of many colors, would slough off or peel away, leaving a fresh pink hide behind. The vulnerability of you, limited bark to cover your trunk, and that which remained, marred and knitted into coarse gray hairs. Thanks.
Does anyone else have any? Otherwise, I have one. All right. Do we want a short one? Or do we want a little bit of a longer one? Let's go with a longer one. I like this one.
No epics, please.
Right. I've become quite addicted to the game of pickleball. And I took the part of this as a scene set to discuss the 5 ways that one can improve themselves. So this is called the 5 ways. Passing conversation with a morning competitor. On the court, we mused about life while I did my best to understand decades of experience above my own. My gift to myself, but not without the gift from another. My day's breath permits me to continue, to handle. My lover, emoting from deep inside, keeps me inspiring. Technology-driven, I improve each night, change the beginning minutes, and the activities just prior. The food, even earlier, was a delight. Back to my sleep, it has become deep. Quality and duration improved. I awake more refreshed after my snooze, even if between there was a change in room. Time just right. My AM is bright blue and pink. I see morning birds corkscrew over the neighbor's walls, always just missing the fronds of the giant palm. My mind is focused and preparing. I take calm focus along. Competition with contemplation. Thoughtful notions of how to improve my husbandness, my ability to assist, alleviate, turning into angled shots for winners against my opponents. Here, in this friendly battle, I learn a consistent lesson. Strength does not always serve in play. Patience allows the answer to unfold in front of you, and an active ear always develops organic strength in strategy. I notice this as well in the creative. Forced hands or notions of what should be always leads to the unlistenable. And a pause here and there allows for growth and mood. In the brief moments of holding, truly intimate bonds are memorialized. Love shows in all I do to better myself, ever moving, the ebb and flow, and the results of both are the successes and lessons of our life. Thank you. Well, we had a wonderful reading from Peg, and we had some wonderful open mic reading. So I know we're at about an hour, and unless we all want to go around and do a second, we're happy to be finished with our poetry reading for Newbury Park for this Wednesday. So, it looks like we have a hand raised. Enid, would you
Can we
like?
speak, Peg?
Yes.
There was an opportunity to tell you how much I loved your reading.
Yeah.
Thank you, Enid. Thank you.
Oh,
It was a beautiful reading, Peg, and I especially wanted to thank you for reading that one about things that the magazine wouldn't print about. Nebraska magazine wouldn't print. I forget the name of the title of it, but I just adore that poem, and I've been waiting for you to read it. So, thank you for that one, and all the rest.
When I was first married, my husband had grown up in Lincoln, Nebraska, in the city, and these stories would come up in conversation. And he said, in my whole childhood, I never knew one person who was injured or died. And then I started thinking, oh, maybe this is unusual.
Well, I did a 2-word thought or review, and I thought your poetry is delicate and yet it's very authoritative, and I think that is a beautiful combo.
That's really interesting, Doug. Thank you. Authoritative.
I want to chime in if I could. Yeah, Peg, I loved your work. Oops, am I unmuted now? I can't tell what I'm.
I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. I hear you.
Okay, so yeah, one of those smaller ones that I truly loved was about the pear, because sometimes I think I'm really nuts. I mean, I'm so happy when the seasons change and all of a sudden the summer fruit is in the stores, the fragrance and the colors, and I just love that you wrote about that because it really means a lot to me. And I'm really glad that someone wrote a poem about something like that. I truly think that wonderful ripe fruit is one of God's gifts to us. I really believe that.
Thank you for sharing that.
And thank you for bringing me to Nebraska. I mean, I was there when you were reading about the barn and about the pigs. I never experienced any of that, but I feel like I lived there. So,
Thank you. Yeah, that whole pig thing is pretty interesting, I think.
Got to watch out for those pigs, man.
Exactly.
I was going to comment on that poem, but I didn't want to be the only dark person in the room.
That's me.
I love that poem. I love that poem.
Yeah.
Peg, where were you sitting when you saw the very yellow pear through the gray mist? Because I could see.
I was standing at the kitchen sink, and it was in my hand, and it was just said, "Pay attention." And I felt the weight and paid attention. Yeah, it was random.
But that's it. You paid attention. That's it.
Absolutely. I love you all. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Peg. Thank you. I thank you all.
It was a great open mic.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you for reading Friday. Yeah. Thank you for reading.
Welcome.
Yes.
Well,
see you all tomorrow in Ventura, right?
Yes.
Could be.
And Friday, as an acupuncturist, I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. That's great.
Thank you.
Remember that symbol and the black dot inside the light and the light dot inside the black is a symbol of the interdependence and the mutual consumption and the mutual generation of those energies. One cannot exist without the other.
Hey,
I love
want to
that.
hear some acupuncture poems.
Thanks,
Did you know
Connor.
that, Friday?
I got
Did you
an
know that?
acupuncture poem for you.
I knew, yes, I do. But I loved that it was put that way. My tattoos, my little crows, which I can't get, but one is filled in and the other isn't, and that's about the balance for me. And it's about balance.
I love that.
It's critical. Yay.
That's great.
Cool.
Well,
Thank you all so much.
If I'm going to put the name of it here, and if you'd like to listen back to this session, you can look up the Thousand Tales podcast, and so you can get that on Spreaker or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or iHeartRadio or any. It's pretty much available at any podcast platform that you might listen to, and
Thousand Tales, Tales.
Yes, it's in the chat. I put in there.
Oh,
And,
okay.
so it's the Thousand Tales podcast, and I'll have it up a little later tonight.
Thanks, Connor.
Of course.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Well, all the best. We'll see you at the Thousand Oaks, the main branch version, in 2 Wednesdays, and keep a lookout for all of Phil's emails. And keep supporting poetry. Keep spreading the love of poetry, and thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you all.